Isaac. So we're going to find in scriptures, there's a lot of times that we see prophets now hearing voices. And we're going to see that prophets now were actually now going through sleep paralysis. Okay, we're about to go ahead and get in here now. 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter, verse 23. 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter, verse 23. 9:23. And this I do for the good news' sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Know you that they that which run a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that you may obtain. Again, once you come into this walk, you can't leave the walk. You can't leave the walk. Once you get immersed, once you commit to this right here, and you now go back into the world, once this vessel has been cleansed, and you've been immersed, and you've partaken now in covenant meals with the congregation of Yashra'al, you participated now in the festivals, Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Shabbat, Yom Teruah, which is the blowing of the trumpets, the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Sukkot. You've done all of this now in the name of the Father. Your temple is now cleansed, and you now go back into the world. Guess what's going to happen? Those demons, those disagreeable spirits, they're coming now, according to scriptures, 7 times more. And what's going to happen now is that it's going to be harder for you now to come back into the walk, because your vessel was clean, and you made that commitment to follow Torah and practice the attributes now of love, mercy, and compassion. You're going to go back into the world? Those disagreeable spirits are waiting for you. And once you go back into the world like that, there's no telling what might happen to you. This is how serious this is getting. Don't make a commitment to the Father. Don't call yourself by a Hebrew name. Don't call yourself a Hebrew Israelite. Don't call yourself following Torah. And you're not following the principles that is written here in your instructions. Don't do it. You can play games like that in the church, but not in this Torah walk here. Okay, let's speed it up here a little bit. 9:25. And every man that striveth for mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainty, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, which we all have to do. Again, but I keep under my body and bring my body now into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. And none of us wants that. 10 minutes? Okay. Wow, time is going by fast. I'm going to have to really speed this up here, all right? The book of Acts, the 19th chapter. Let's see if you really want to do this walk here. Acts, the 9th chapter. I'm going to start at the 11th verse. Acts, the 19th chapter, verse 11. Let me know when you have it, because when we go, I want everybody to pay very, very close attention to what's going on. Now it says, in the Father, he worked special miracles by the hands of Shaul, so that from his body were brought into the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the disease departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them. These people. Watch this now. Then certain of the vagabond Yahudims, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had disagreeable spirits in them. Demons. Mishpachah, the adversary is actually looking for a host. What people are actually now, they're demonic. When you begin to see people like Jeffrey Dahmer's eating people, you see people now killing their loved ones and then putting them under the bed and burying them in the backyard. That is a disagreeable, that person is possessed by a devil, demons. Trap music is demonic. Demonic. Anything that's going to now alter your thinking and make you do things that you don't normally do is demonic. You're driving in your car and you're listening to a rap song and all of a sudden you want to drive faster. You're being possessed by the music that you're listening to. Oh yeah. Every single thing contains energy. You have to be careful what you're watching on television. Very careful, because our minds are always open and we're always receiving information. Always. And guess what? Even when you're asleep. This is what I practice and this is what I say. I'm not an advocate. And I'm telling all the brothers here and sisters in the congregation of Yashra'al, it is not a good idea to fall asleep with the television on.
That's right.
Not a good idea. Because the subconscious mind is still running. You're still receiving information. And just to be frank with you, there's been times when I'm asleep. And there can be a love scene that's on TV and I'm asleep. And you come out of your sleep and all of a sudden, you're ready to have intercourse. I'm serious. These things happen. And you're dead asleep. You can be asleep. And there can be something on TV where there's combat, somebody fighting, whatever the case like that might be. You could wake up the next morning angry. Angry. We are vessels and we are always receiving information. And then what happens now, you're going to find yourself now in a situation where sleep paralysis is going to come in. Let me go ahead on. Watch what happens here. You have to make sure that we're girded up with this whole thing here. Because I'm being real with you. All right, if I'm going to hurt anybody's feelings, if things get sensitive, you know, there's another room that we have here. I'm about to share some things with you. Then certain of the vagabonds or the Yahudim exorcists took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits. The name of, and they said now, the name of our sovereign Yahusha Mashiyach, saying, we adore you by the Mashiyach, whom Paul preached. And there were 7 sons, one Seruka, a Yahudi, and chief of the priests which did so. And these disagreeable spirits, they can talk now, they answered and said, the Mashiyach I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? All right? Who are you? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded. And there was none, and this was known to all the Yahudims and the Greeks also dwelling at Ephesus, and fear fell on them all, and the name of the Mashiyach was magnified. So I'm saying this here. There was a movie out, I can't remember the name of it, but it was with Denzel Washington and with this heavyset guy that played on Roseanne. And it's something, they kept playing this spooky song. Time is all. Fallen, yes.
It's fallen.
Mishpachah, that's real. That is so real. This is the reason why I tell you, Terrell, make sure that you're very careful who comes in contact with your Isha. I tell you, Shalak, don't have every man in your Isha's face. Zakane, don't have every man in your Isha's face. Shaul, don't have every man in your Isha's face. Zakar, don't have every man in your Isha's face. Okay, because again, These spirits now, these disagreeable spirits, they go from one person to another. It's real. People carry negative vibrations and energy, and you want to make sure now, the way that your Isha left the house, you want to make sure that she comes home the very same way. These spirits are real, and I'm going to share with you the reason why I said the Ishas first. So, Mishpachah, these spirits are real, and they're looking for bodies now to inhabit. My aunt was telling me before, I was a young guy, maybe about 8 or 9 years old. She asked me that I want to go to her church. I don't go to no all-women's churches. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means when a woman says, listen, you know what, we have an all-women's church, no men are allowed to come. This is an all-women's church. First and foremost, that's a demonic church. I don't care what anybody says. Don't care. The man can't be there. I have a problem with it. So my aunt, she told me that, listen, you know what, but this is what you have to do. Make sure that you're strong. Stand right next to me, because we're going to be doing some exorcisms tonight. Now, I'm about 8, 9 years old. Now, I'm scared, because I already seen the movie The Exorcist, where the woman is spinning her head around and she's vomiting all over the place, and the bed's levitating. So she's scaring me. And she said that what happens now during this revival is that there was a time when it got completely dark inside of the church. A real bad smell came over the congregation. And a demon now actually jumped out of a woman and was running around the church looking for a body to inhabit. So again, these testimonies that I've been hearing, I believe that these testimonies are true. And again, we must make sure that we are very careful who we even bring into our houses. You have to make sure not everybody means you well. They don't. When things begin to happen out of course in your house, just ask yourself, baby, what happened to you at work today? Who was the last person that came into the house? What did you watch on television last night? Why all of a sudden you're angry, you have an attitude? What's going on here? We're going to talk about these disagreeable spirits. They're real, and Zakay, where we at with time, because from here on out, I pray that I don't scare nobody, but we're going to show some stuff here in Scripture. And what brought me to do this topic was because I heard a guy from Israel United GOCC, he had did that. He had did a class on it, and I thought he did a pretty good job on it. But there was a couple of things that he missed on it that it really, really needs to be elaborated on. So as I came where we at with time, because I don't want to start, we're going to start talking about this sleep paralysis, and we're going to show this thing happening in Scripture. Okay, so Mr. Carr, what we're going to do here is take a little break for 15 minutes, and we're going to get back into the topic, sleep paralysis or demonic attack.